Once upon a sunny day, Peppa Pig and her family went on a delightful adventure to find yummy fruits and vegetables, just like juicy apples and crunchy carrots. As they roamed through the fields, they giggled and talked about how these tasty treats were good for their bodies. Each one had its own special color and shape, making their journey all the more exciting. As Peppa and her little brother George continued their fun exploration, they stumbled upon a patch of broccoli that looked just like tiny trees. Wow, they exclaimed. Learning where food comes from was like opening a magical door to understanding nature. They imagined munching on their very own tiny broccoli trees. Next, the family visited a bustling supermarket where all sorts of snacks awaited. Excitement filled the air as they approached a colorful vending machine. Peppa and George couldn't believe their eyes. They learned that choosing snacks was like being on a treasure hunt, making their supermarket trip so much more fun. To make Valentine's Day super special, Peppa and George thought it would be fun to create heart-shaped pizzas. They giggled as they planned to add their parents' favorite toppings, like spaghetti and even chocolate. What a delicious surprise it would be for Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig, showing how wonderful it is to make gifts for those we love. Then, the family gathered around to make beautiful decorations for Valentine's Day. Each one had a special job, and together they laughed and created colorful crafts. This teamwork made the surprise for Mummy Pig extra special, reminding everyone how important it is to spend time together and make memories. Cooking time came, and Peppa and her family all hopped into the kitchen with joy. They stirred, sprinkled, and giggled as they worked together, turning ordinary ingredients into magic. It was not just about the food. It was about the fun of creating memories and the happiness they shared while cooking as a family. Later, Peppa and her friends went on a wonderful trip to the Big Bug Museum. They were amazed as they discovered all kinds of colorful bugs that danced around. With each little creature they found, their knowledge of nature grew, and their laughter filled the air. Together, they learned that bugs can be fascinating and fun. Oh, and then came Pancake Day. Peppa and her friends were buzzing with excitement as they made colorful pancake pictures. They used their imaginations to create delightful designs, showing off their creativity and having a blast while flipping pancakes together. Sharing ideas and helping each other made it a day to remember. At playgroup, Peppa joined her friends in some super fun games. They played together, practicing their teamwork skills and learning about all sorts of colors. With each giggle and cheer, they became better friends, building a sense of community among themselves as they played. One sunny afternoon, Peppa and her friends found a little hedgehog named Prickles who needed some love. They wrapped him up in a cozy blanket to keep him warm. This taught them how important it is to create safe spaces for all living creatures, reminding everyone to care for our furry friends. Dr. Hamster, the wise doctor, told everyone about how hedgehogs curl up into tiny balls when they are scared. The children listened closely, learning that animals have special ways to protect themselves. This taught them to always be gentle and kind to animals. They also discovered that hedgehogs are up and exploring at night. Learning about their nighttime habits helped Peppa and her friends understand how to take care of hedgehogs and other nighttime creatures, making them think of how unique and special each animal is. Peppa's heart raced with excitement as she thought about her upcoming seaside adventure. She couldn't wait to explore, splash in the waves, and build sandcastles with her family. Each moment was filled with joy, making her eager to discover new places together. While traveling on a bright, chugging train, Peppa and her family enjoyed playing games and looking for the dining carriage. Every twist and bump added more laughter to their journey, showing that the fun of traveling together can turn any trip into an exciting adventure. Oh no! Suddenly, their train broke down. But Peppa and her family didn't worry. Instead, they decided to take a little walk to the seaside, turning a little problem into a fun adventure. This showed them that sometimes things don't go as planned, but you can always make the best of it. Peppa, with her cheeky smile, played a funny prank on Daddy Pig by pretending to struggle with a tube of crisps. Her clever trick made everyone laugh, showing how much fun it is to share giggles and create funny moments with family. Peppa and her family plotted together to surprise Mummy Pig with a playful prank. They disguised a sponge as a cake, and when Mummy Pig saw it, everyone burst into laughter. This fun moment reminded them that teamwork can lead to silly and joyful surprises. Throughout the day, Peppa and her family spread laughter in the town by playing delightful jokes on their friends. Their joyful spirits brought smiles to everyone they met, showing that sharing happiness is the best adventure of all. Easter arrived with exciting games that Peppa and her friends jumped into. They teamed up for adventures, learning the fun of friendly competition. Each giggle and cheer made their memories even brighter, creating friendships that would last forever. To celebrate their playful activities, the children were awarded special chocolate medals. How exciting! These treats made their hearts dance with joy, reminding everyone that rewards make playful activities even more thrilling. Peppa's happy heart filled with love as she celebrated Easter with her family and friends. They laughed, played games, shared yummy treats, and cherished the time spent together. It was a day full of joy, reminding everyone of the importance of being surrounded by loved ones. On this special day, the children dressed up in the most imaginative costumes. Each one transformed into a character, filling the air with creativity and fun as they played together, becoming explorers of their own magical worlds. As excitement filled their hearts, Peppa and her friends imagined they were floating on the moon. They giggled and pretended to bounce around in space, reminding everyone how important it is to use their imagination and let their dreams take them on incredible adventures. Suddenly, cheese sandwiches appeared during their moon adventure, adding a funny twist to their pretend play. They all laughed at the silliness of combining their imagination with lunchtime, making their adventure even more delightful. Mr. Bull came to the rescue, towing Peppa's broken car to the garage for repairs. What a helpful neighbor! This moment showed everyone how wonderful it is to lend a hand and support one another, especially during tricky times. While waiting for their car to be fixed, Peppa and her family tried out all sorts of fun vehicles, like a speedy motorbike and a big, bouncy monster truck. Their adventurous spirits shone bright as they explored new ways to travel and enjoy their day. In the end, after all the fun of trying different cars, Peppa's family realized how much they appreciated their own car. They learned an important lesson about valuing what they have and enjoying the little comforts of home. Pretend play is an amazing way for children to explore different scenarios. It helps them understand the world around them, encouraging friendships and teamwork. By using their imagination, they can dive into adventures that spark their creativity. Through their imaginative play, children learn to solve problems and think creatively. This kind of play opens doors to innovative ideas later on, showing how important it is to let their imaginations run wild. Peppa and her family showed just how much fun shopping can be. Even simple activities like visiting the store can become adventures filled with wonderful memories, proving that daily routines offer plenty of opportunities for creative play and learning. Peppa and her friend Susie tried to tickle an oyster to open it, but at first, it was a tricky challenge. They giggled at their efforts, but when the oyster finally revealed a shiny pearl, they squealed with delight. Patience truly paid off. While at the supermarket, Peppa and George met a quirky self-checkout robot that had some hilarious difficulties. They chuckled at the funny things that happened, teaching them that using technology can sometimes lead to amusing situations. Peppa and George's adventure in the sand pit was filled with excitement as they searched for a lost toy car. They turned their quest into a thrilling expedition, showcasing their creativity as they imagined finding buried treasure. With their exceptional carrot-catching skills, Peppa and her friend Rebecca made quite the team. They laughed and cheered each other on, setting a fun tone for a day filled with laughter, collaboration, and new adventures. When it was time to make pancakes, the kitchen buzzed with creativity. The children eagerly chose their favorite toppings, making each pancake special. This fun idea encouraged them to engage and enjoy cooking together. In a playful twist, Peppa and her friends acted out a silly version of Rapunzel's fairy tale. They let their imagination soar, adapting the story and creating giggles all around, showcasing how creativity can transform familiar tales into something fresh and fun. The magic lift added a touch of confusion as Peppa and her family ended up on the wrong floors. They shared laughter at the silly moments, with the voice-activated lift bringing surprises that made their adventure even more entertaining. At the sandwich shop, Peppa learned how to order food using special screens. It was a modern twist to a delicious meal, and the joy of choosing toppings made her smile from ear to ear. What a fun experience! Peppa and George jumped into a bouncy maze, laughing and giggling as they navigated the twists and turns together. Each hop brought more excitement, and they loved exploring every corner of the maze as they tried to stick together. Celebrating Mother's Day was a wonderful time filled with love and special traditions. Peppa and her family made breakfast surprises, creating joyful memories that filled their hearts with warmth and made their bond even stronger. Playing hide and seek was another adventure. The children used their creativity to find clever hiding spots, enhancing their teamwork as they giggled and tried to discover each other. Such games made their friendship shine even brighter. Peppa's visit to the water park was full of splashes and laughter. She loved the outdoor fun and the joy of playing in nature, encouraging her adventurous spirit to keep exploring new things with a big smile. The children set up sweet sleeping bags and soft pillows, making the treehouse a cozy place for their sleepover. They even brought cuddly toys to make it even more special, filling the air with excitement for their night of fun. As nighttime arrived, a loud noise startled everyone, but it turned out to be Grandpa Pig snoring away. They all giggled, realizing that adventures can come with silly surprises that make their time together even more memorable. The next day brought more excitement as Peppa and her family visited the balloon shop for a garden party. They loved sharing extra balloons with everyone in town, spreading joy and making new friends along the way. Peppa and George searched high and low for the perfect orange, showing their persistence and creativity. When they mistook a pumpkin for an orange, they all burst into laughter, reminding everyone that exploring can be full of silly surprises. Their encounter with the vending machine was not just fun, but also a learning experience. Peppa and her family discovered how buying things with money worked, adding an exciting twist that made shopping feel like a joyous adventure. While walking to the duck pond, Peppa and her family faced a diversion. Instead of getting upset, they turned it into an exhilarating adventure. This taught them that sometimes plans change, and it can lead to wonderful surprises. For their special pizzas, Peppa and George decided to include their parents' favorite foods, like yummy spaghetti and delicious chocolate cake. Adding those personal touches made their cooking even more heartfelt. They had a blast making heart-shaped pancakes together. The kitchen buzzed with laughter as they all worked as a team, creating tasty treats filled with love and fun. The surprise for Mummy Pig included beautiful decorations and a heartfelt card. This reminded everyone of the joy of family bonding and sharing those special moments that warm their hearts. Madame Gazelle added bright food coloring to the pancake mix, allowing the children to create delightful pancake pictures. This extra creative twist made their cooking experience even more vibrant and exciting. The children's big idea was to make a rainbow pancake. Even when they made a little mistake, it turned into a lovely blue sky in their pancake, showcasing that creativity can turn surprises into joy. As they baked, the pancake grew into a giant size, almost like a trampoline. Everyone erupted in laughter, adding a silly twist to their Pancake Day celebration that they would remember forever. Peppa learned how important bees are in the garden. They help flowers grow by carrying pollen from one bloom to another. This exciting discovery taught everyone about nature's precious helpers and the wonders of the ecosystem. Grandpa Pig shared some wisdom, telling the children that bees might get scared of humans and could sting if approached carelessly. This lesson reminded them to treat all animals with gentleness and respect. They also learned how bees work together as a team to make honey. This teamwork serves as a delightful example of how friends and family can work together, reminding them of the joy that comes from helping one another. Suddenly, the train broke down, and Peppa's family had to change their travel plans. But they didn't let that stop their fun. They took a bus and then decided to walk to the seaside, showing everyone that a little adventure can turn anything around. Peppa learned about pregnancy as she reminisced with her parents about her early days. She discovered all the silly cravings and changes that happened during this special time, filling her heart with wonder. On Arts and Crafts Day, Peppa and her friends dove into exciting, creative activities. They giggled as they finger painted and splatter painted, showcasing their artistic talents and having a blast while turning blank canvases into colorful masterpieces.